welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Marina. I'm a certified lash tech based in Toronto, Canada, and I like making lash extension videos. And today I wanted to focus on the topic of doing refills. Specifically, this is a hybrid set, so we are doing a hybrid refill. I usually do refills for hybrids every 2 weeks. Sometimes I can go 2.5 if the retention is still high, but you got to make sure that they have at least 40% of their lashes still on. But something else you need to take into consideration when doing refills is that you have to do the removal part, where you have to obviously kind of remove the outgrown lashes. And so that's what I'm doing here. I use the peeling method. And for those of you that might not know what the peeling method means, it's basically just grabbing the natural lash and then peeling the extension off of that natural lash. Sometimes if there was a little bit too much glue that is on there, it can be kind of difficult to remove. So sometimes what I do is I kind of hold onto the base of the lash extension and then I wiggle it around, and it kind of releases the base of it so that it opens up and I can peel it off again. But usually that doesn't happen, and it honestly shouldn't happen, because if you are having issues like that, it most likely means that you're using a little bit too much glue. Obviously I've made that mistake a few times, so that's just something to keep in mind when you are doing the removal part. In terms of like removing the lashes, so obviously like you want to remove most of the outgrown ones because you don't want them to still be there. But if the client comes in and she has a bunch of lashes that are a little bit outgrown, you don't want to remove like too many, because then it will no longer be a refill, especially if their lashes grow really fast. Obviously there's like some lashes that are gonna be grown out a lot more than the other ones, and those ones that are gonna, you know, start twisting and you feel like in the next few weeks it's gonna get annoying or bothersome, you most definitely want to remove those ones, just because you don't want your client to like have these lashes and then, you know, once they start twisting or growing out too much when they brush through them, what can happen is that the lash extension could get caught in the spoolie, and when that happens it could actually pull out their natural lash. So that's something that you definitely want to avoid and want to make sure. But I mean, if the lash only grew just like maybe a few millimeters, I would honestly just leave it. I don't remove like every single one that I see that's grown out, obviously, so that's something that I try to keep an eye out for. And then yeah, when I refill it, I just kind of eyeball where I'm gonna be refilling it. I just try to make sure that the lengths are the lengths are like corresponding to the other eye, so I try to make sure that they're pretty symmetrical. And obviously you can tell like when the lengths are increasing and decreasing, you know, even if you kind of overlap the sizes a little bit, it can definitely happen. Just make sure that the lashes look relatively similar at the end of it. And sometimes when I do refills, I do realize that, you know, one eye might have more lashes than the other just due to fallout, like natural growth pattern of the lashes. So in terms like in that case, what I would do is try to not lash every single eyelash on that other eye, just so that, you know, one eye isn't extremely heavy compared to the other eye, because sometimes that can happen, and I've had like my clients kind of look at themselves after their appointment and be kind of like, this looks a little bit off. So basically what I would do in that, I'd say, okay, just lie down again, let me remove a few fans, because honestly like the fans is what gives it that density. Something else that you can do is, instead of putting a bunch of fans in that one eye that has more lashes, you can just apply classics, so that way it doesn't look as fluffy or as dark as it would be. And before I start any of my refills, any appointment, I always do my lash bath. When you have makeup and grime and buildup on those lashes, it's actually a lot more difficult to remove them off of the natural eyelash, because it's buildup, right? So it gets kind of thick, and obviously if your client is like keeping her lashes super clean and like doing a really good job with the aftercare, you won't necessarily run into this problem like crazy. But I always encourage just do a lash bath to keep it clean and easy. Like sometimes people can't see the way that lash techs can see, obviously, because we're seeing it from a bird's eye view. We're doing it from a different angle. So I really get in there with my disposable lip gloss applicators, and I just really get into the eyelid. I get in between the lashes. I really try to remove anything that could be lingering, and then I also like to rub the base of the lashes with both of the lip gloss applicators, so that I can really get all that maybe makeup or sweat or whatever might be left over there, and I really try to get in there and clean it. Also, when you are going to do lash baths, it just makes the entire refill process easier as well. Remember, lashes don't stick to dirty natural lashes, so whether it's a full set or a refill, it just will make your life a lot easier. I know some people charge like extra for their lash bath, but I just include it into their set, because for me, I think that regardless, like, you should be getting a lash bath. So I don't really necessarily believe in charging, but I know some people do. So if you want to get the lash bath, you can charge like $10 or whatever, and you can kind of gauge the pricing according to like where you're located. But yeah, I think that for me, I just do it because it honestly makes the retention last a lot longer, and yeah, people are just going to keep coming back because the retention is so high. I mean, at the end of the day, you can still communicate to them that, if you want a lash bath, this is a selling point, that your lashes could last a lot longer. However, I do have some clients that come in and they actually wash their lashes like beforehand, because they just want like, I guess, like a quicker appointment time. So they're just in and out, and those clients, like, I trust them. Like, they do come and it's very clean, I can tell. But if I look down and there is buildup and they told me that they washed their lashes already, I'm most likely just gonna let them know politely, look, I just see some buildup, we're gonna do a lash bath really quickly so that I can remove all the grime. And yeah, that's basically how I do like my process of refills. In cases where people want a different look, I tell them I have to do a removal and then it's a full set. Because yes, you can kind of do the transition part, like if they wanted like a cat eye from a doll eye, like it's very difficult to work with that, and it's gonna look really weird. Like, the shape is just totally different. You're gonna have all these textures and weird curls. Just do a full removal and then charge them for a full set, because honestly, it's not worth the weird transition look. Or you can tell them you can wait till they fall out. So completely up to their discretion. But I don't really have a lot of clients that ask for that. Most of my clients know what they like. So yeah, I hope this was helpful in any way. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Please give me a like if you found this helpful, and I post every Sunday. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.